and posted on the Commission Supplier Diversity webpage. All attendees except the panelists are muted for better sound quality. We will start our program with an overview of the Commission Supplier Diversity Program, followed by presentations from utility representatives, focusing on how to access their supplier diversity programs. After the presentations, we will have a break, and then we will go on to our breakout sessions. We have three breakout rooms today. The first breakout room will have representatives from the energy utilities, the second from telecommunications and cable companies, and the third room will have representatives from water and gas utilities. Attendees can join any of the breakout rooms and switch from one room to another. These breakout sessions are Q&A sessions, so please hold off any questions or comments you may have until the breakout sessions start. In the breakout room, use the chat feature to ask your questions or share your comments. To join the breakout rooms, when it starts, just click on the breakout session tab at the bottom of your screen and pick the room you want to join. If you want to switch, click on the show other breakout session hyperlink that you're going to see when the breakout room starts on the top right corner of your screen. Then join the next room you would like to attend. Now I would like to invite the lovely Drisha Milton to give an overview on the Commission Supply Diversity Program. Drisha?
Daisy. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad that you guys are joining us. I don't know about in Northern California, but here in Southern California, it is pouring cats and dogs right now. So we need the rain. Happy to hear the water outside. A simple overview of our Supplier Diversity Program. General Order 156, it sets the framework of the CPUC Supplier Diversity Program. The program requires utilities, community choice aggregators, and electric service providers to develop annual plans towards increasing procurement for women, minority, disabled, veteran, LGBT, and persons with disabilities business enterprises, which we collectively call our diverse suppliers. The program encourages these entities to procure at a minimum 15% from minorities, 5% from women, 1.5% from disabled veteran businesses. And for LGBT businesses, the voluntary goal is 0.5% for 2022, 1% for 2023, and 1.5% for 2024 and beyond. The program also requires these entities submit annual reports describing their performance in implementing the annual plans and their diverse procurement results. These annual reports are available on the CPUC Supplier Diversity webpage, and I'll ask Basie to put that in the chat for our audience. The participating entities of General Order 156 are required to set up a subcontracting program that encourages their prime contractors to develop plans to include diverse subcontractors in procurement opportunities. The first step to take advantage of the CPUC Supplier Diversity Program is to get certified. The CPUC Supplier Clearinghouse provides certification for minorities, women, LGBT, and persons with disability businesses, while the California Department of General Services certified disabled veteran businesses and shares that information with the Supplier Clearinghouse. Certification with the Supplier Clearinghouse and the Department of General Services are both free. The Supplier Clearinghouse certification will take about 30 to 45 days, and it lasts for about 3 years. The Supplier Clearinghouse has reciprocity and accepts certifications from the National Minority Supplier Development Council, the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, Disability IN, and the United States Small Business Administration. The utilities that we have today will talk about their supplier diversity programs and anything else that they may wish to add. If any of the audience needs more information or has questions about the CPU Supplier Diversity Program or certification, you can visit our Supplier Diversity webpage or send your questions to supplierdiversity@cpuc.ca.gov. That concludes my presentation, and I'll hand it back over to Basie. Thank you.
Thank you, Drisha, for providing the background of the Commission Supplier Diversity Program. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. And you can use either supplier diversity at cpuc.ca.gov or smallbiz@cpuc.ca.gov. I'll put the emails in the chat. Today, we have 10 representatives here today to talk about their supplier diversity programs, what opportunities they have, how to access these programs, and how to succeed through supplier diversity programs. Thank you, panelists, for your participation today. And our first speaker for today is Roger Chen, Senior Supplier Diversity Sourcing Manager with AT&T. Roger?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. So real quickly about AT&T. AT&T has a long storied history in supplier diversity of 55 years supplier diversity program. It actually predates GEO 156. A couple of nuggets for you guys. Last year, AT&T spent $13.3 billion with diverse suppliers. This year, we're on pace to spend $15 billion with diverse suppliers. We just had our numbers run for Q3, and that's the pace that it looks like. We're very proud. We're very loud and proud of our program. And just to share with you guys really quickly, I'm actually 7 months at AT&T. I was actually an MBE prior to that, the previous 14 years. So for all the diverse businesses out there, I know how difficult it is to navigate the corporate space. But now that I'm on the other side, as I affectionately call the dark side, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help and support. I know what it is to be an MBE, and now I know what it is to be a corporate. So I'm always available to be reached out to. Our program, because it's had such a storied history recently in the last couple of years, we've put together a buy local, buy small program in 20 to 30 cities throughout the United States to really drive the economic impact in those specific cities with the various issues that have been going on in the country. And we're proud that just this last year, we had an additional $180 million in spend with small businesses. And that's what we're really looking for, not just designation of MBE, WB, what have you, but the real small businesses less than $10 million. You can access our supplier diversity portal at attsuppliers.com. This is our front door. You must be registered in the portal to do business with AT&T. I guarantee you will receive a response from a person on our team. We have a team of 15. And for everyone's information, we get about 1,000 net new supplier registrations every year. So it might take some time, it might take a couple of weeks. If you don't hear back from anyone, please feel free to forward that email to me, and feel free to forward the confirmation email to me and ask what your request is, and I'll make sure the proper person on our team gets your information. Currently, my space is transportation, 5G innovation, and network maintenance. If any of these spaces apply to you, please reach out to me again, because I do have a direct line to the business units and sourcing managers for this. If you guys are in transportation, I do have a hot opportunity for you guys for last mile delivery from distribution centers to retail stores. So if this is a place where you have expertise, I would love to hear from you. I've already received a bunch of emails for you guys, so I know my contact information is out there. And any advice for you guys? Just be persistent, patient persistence. I would recommend not to be that supplier that calls and emails daily. I do have one of those recently, and I hope I didn't do that when I was an MB. I could defer to the corporates that that are on the panel with me. If I did that, I apologize, but I am keeping track of every opportunity that is available, and for those suppliers that I feel are a good fit, I will definitely bring you in. I've already recommended about 30 suppliers for a couple opportunities in the past 2 weeks. So we're out there, we're in there, inside internally, making things happen. Even if you guys don't hear about it, we're constantly working. Again, attsuppliers.com. First name dot last name at att.com is my email. Thanks.
Thank you, Roger. Our next speaker is Holly Joy, representing California Water Association. Holly is the Supplier Diversity Program Manager with Liberty Utilities. Holly?
Good morning, everybody. It's always good to be in the company of good people, like-minded, and thinking about how do we help our communities and our diverse suppliers. As Basie mentioned, yes, I am the Supplier Diversity Manager for Liberty Utilities. I cover the West region for Liberty Utilities, which is California, Texas, and Arizona. Today, I sit on this panel representing the California Water Association, investor-owned water utilities. There are 7 of us that participate in the General Order 156 Supplier Diversity Program through the CPUC. That would be San Gabriel Valley Water Company, California American Water Company, California Water Service, San Jose Water Company, Golden State Water Company, and also Suburban Water Systems. So if ever you are in the company of any of the supplier diversity representatives from any of those water utilities, and many of you may have already reached out to either myself or to them specifically, I would encourage you to do so. Our water utilities combined over the last 5 years to spend $1 billion with diverse suppliers in the California state economy as we deliver the services for water and wastewater services in the state of California. We're covering all of the state from Northern California to Southern California down into the border of San Diego. And also Liberty Utilities provides energy services in North and South Lake Tahoe. I've been in this position at Liberty for about the last 6 months, and so I'm still learning the company so that I might be able to provide the best information for anyone seeking to do business with us. I ask that if you reach out to me, same as Roger, it's probably not needed to reach out to me on a daily or a weekly basis, but I will respond and I will tell you very transparently if your services do align with what we're looking for at the present time, or I would encourage you to schedule an in future date so that we might sit down and talk about it. I always allow for an in-person conversation of about 30 minutes to allow me to get to know who the person is behind the business. For me, it gives me the best opportunity to advocate for you, to represent you well, and to understand where your needs are, and also so that I might connect you to the right individuals within my company. I am hesitant to give out my purchasers and individual co-workers' names because I want to make sure that you have a very good reception. I do not want to pass you off into someone that I don't know if they're going to return the call or if they're not going to be able to give you the information. And so I like to do warm introductions. Please be patient with that process because I think it is the best way to represent you, represent yourself, and give you a better opportunity to produce and present the products and services that you provide. So that is my introduction to Liberty Utilities, and I look forward to speaking to you in any of the breakout rooms.
Thank you, Holly. Next, we're going to go to Lisa Robin from Comcast. Lisa is the Supplier Diversity Manager. Lisa?
Thank you, Basie. Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's great to be here today. And I wanted to share with you, again, Lisa Robin, the Supplier Diversity Manager for our California region here up in the San Francisco Bay Area, where it is pouring, which is actually really nice. So I wanted to share a bit about my role here. So my responsibility is to really share the great news and work of our California Region Supplier Diversity Program, which I've been in this role for about 5 years. Very similar to Roger, I was in business development for many years, and Comcast was my customer. So I have been on that side of the table, and I completely understand what it's like to really work with Fortune 100 companies, also California utilities as well. So hopefully within the next 5 minutes, I can share with you all a bit about our California region supplier diversity program here. So just to give you an idea of where we are within the Comcast footprint. Comcast NBC Universal is a technology and media company. So many of you are probably familiar with some of our products, the Minions that you see in the movies, the NBC Sports that you see every day. I represent the cable division, so we are bringing connection to your homes and your work. So I love this work. It's gratifying, it's exciting. But what we do here within our supplier diversity program in our California region is we provide outreach, such as this type of outreach that we're providing right now to share more about our program. So our service area is very specific here in Northern California for our cable division. So if you're familiar with our California geography, we cover from about the Mendocino, the beautiful Mendocino area, down to the Central Valley, through the San Francisco Bay Area, all the way to the Fresno area. So again, we are bringing services to our customers that our customers really rely on that connectivity. So everything from construction, engineering, and we do that through many avenues, our marketing, our fleet. So it's multifaceted here within our region. I'll just share some facts about our network. And these are facts that come from our 2021 network report. In 2021, the company spent about $4.2 billion to strengthen and expand our network. Between 2017 and 2021, 50,000 new route fiber miles were built. And then finally, in 2021, $20 billion was spent to evolve and grow the network. So I share that information with you because within our California region, we do have opportunities to tap into some of that growth, actually a lot of that growth. So for example, within our California region, we do have some opportunities for construction. So that is working directly with our operations teams here, but also I want to share more about our prime business partners. We do have a symposium tomorrow, so I dropped the link in the chat, but this is a chance to connect with some of our prime business partners that have committed to supporting our local supplier diversity here in our California region. What supplier diversity does for our economy, I'll tell you, one of our longtime suppliers, partners as we call them, was able to expand their business from a local area here in the Bay Area to Southern California. So it's impressive to see them grow and really fortify the economies that they serve. Let's see, I will drop in the chat our internal portal, and some call it a black hole, but quite honestly, it's a tool for us to utilize when we are looking for opportunities to connect with prospective diverse suppliers. I'll drop that in the chat. And then also currently we're looking for any type of traffic control services that would be for internal and as well for our prime business partners. Vegetation management is another key service that we're looking to fill at this moment. And then also any type of safety product is important for us and for our business partners as well. I'll drop again the information on how to contact myself. And then also I did want to share Comcast Rise. We have an incredible grant program that is specifically for BIPOC communities. So that is for companies that are small in size that have been impacted by COVID-19. Year to date, the company has spent about $90 million on the Comcast Rise recipients. And that's benefiting about 9,500 businesses as well. And then just some advice that I would share, just coming from your side of the table from the suppliers, is what I call the 3 C's. So have a strong connection. That's, really building that relationship with the prospective company. Be concise. We see a lot of capability statements, so really highlight maybe 2 or 3 takeaways. And then finally, be consistent. Like Roger and Holly mentioned, consistency is important, and just provide that to us as best you can. So again, I have some homework here to put some links in the chat, so I'll do that, but look forward to connecting in the roundtable discussion.
Thank you, Lisa. Our next speaker is Geraldine Gleaves, Senior Manager of Supplier Chain Responsibility with PG&E. Geraldine?
Thank you, Basie, and thank you, Stephanie and Drisha, for holding these forums. It's so wonderful to be able to see the businesses in the chat. Again, I'm Geraldine Gleaves. I'm Senior Manager here at Pacific Gas and Electric Company. Very nice to be here this morning. What you may or may not know is that PG&E moved its headquarters from San Francisco to Oakland. So we are officially in Oakland and transitioning the team back. We're one of the largest investor-owned utilities in the United States. I'm proud of our supplier diversity program, which is over 40 years old. Last year, we beat our record by spending over $4 billion with diverse businesses, and we're on track to beat that again. That's about 38.7%. And that really comes from a program, not just our supply chain responsibility team, but we have a host, like many of those on the phone. We have champions that help us drive our supplier diversity results, ambassadors, and we're very connected to our supply chain organization. And I think that's really been why we've had a very successful supplier diversity program. In addition, although we've had different executives come in over the years, there's been a commitment at the highest levels of the company to support what we do. One of the things that I'm really proud of this year is some of our executives have personally agreed to mentor some of our high potential diverse businesses and are doing that kind of one-on-one mentoring. In addition, for businesses that may not be at the point where they're ready to do business with us directly, but can serve as a subcontractor, we have a lot of technical assistance activities that I hope that those on the call will take advantage of. One in particular is a learning management system that we implemented a few years ago. It's free online training for businesses. And not only does it cover topics that are important to doing business with the utilities, like safety, business preparedness, cybersecurity, there's other topics that may be beneficial to your businesses. It's free, it's online, you can do it at your own time. And like many of the companies here, we participate in outreach events. I would say one of the best ways to get to know us is to be out at these events. We are very high touch, so the businesses that we meet, we work to follow up with. We have individuals on our team that are called supplier diversity consultants, and they work with different areas of the business. So for instance, there will be one individual that works mostly on the professional services area, and he works with our lines of businesses and works with supply chain. So he's very connected to those types of opportunities. We also post opportunities on our website, and we send those out to our community-based organizations. So I hope that you're getting those. There are opportunities out there now. And we don't often talk about power procurement, but there's also a list of, if you're interested in that area, a list of power procurement opportunities, RFOs, which is requests for offers, that are listed on our website, lots of information on how to participate there. I do want to mention that we have been focused on our 10,000-mile undergrounding project. You've probably heard us talk about that quite a bit because it is a tremendous opportunity that will be many years that we'll be working on this project. And there's information on our website also regarding the undergrounding work, and we will have many outreach events as well as workshops about that program. So we encourage you, if you're interested, to participate in that program. The best way, like I said, to do business with us is to pay attention to this contract opportunity announcement, attend events like this. Most of us are at the major conferences or at chamber events. That's a great way to connect with us. I'm doing one with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce in a few days, and we'll have one of our supply chain category leads with me at that. So that's a good opportunity to connect. So please participate in those events. I will also drop my contact information in the chat. And my bit of advice is, I think that this is a very exciting time for the utility industry. And so for those businesses that are interested in doing business with us is to read those annual reports and really understand the exciting new technology and projects that are happening in the utility industry and see how you can participate. Really pay attention to innovative things that we're doing where you may be able to support that work. There's lots of advice that we can give you, but very exciting from EV to robotics to the battery storage, many exciting opportunities that I hope that you will all take advantage of. I think I covered everything, and I will turn it back over to Daisy.
Thank you, Geraldine. Our next speaker is Daniel Castillo with San Diego Gas and Electric, Supplier Diversity Project Manager.
Thank you very much, Basie, and it's a pleasure being here. Good morning to everyone. I'll talk a little bit about our supplier diversity program. Here at SDG&E, supplier diversity is part of our DNA, and it's a core value of our company. Similar to my colleagues here, our company has a long history and track record of supporting our diverse businesses. And myself, my team, and the company really recognize the value that all of our diverse suppliers bring to the table, bring to our operation, and just diversity as a whole, right? And the impact that has on our communities that we serve in our business operations. SDG&E is a local utility here in San Diego. Our service territory spans from the border with Mexico, with Tijuana, to the south, up north to I think it's Riverside and parts of Orange County, obviously to the west, the Pacific Ocean, and east to Imperial Valley. Our company, again, has a really robust supplier diversity program that we've been refining, throughout the years. Essentially, our program is built around collaboration and partnership with our diverse suppliers, our business units, colleagues, executive management, and community-based organizations, right? We work a lot with the different chambers and the different CBOs that are out there to get leads and information on diverse suppliers and look for opportunities to integrate them into our supply chain and opportunities for contracting. We also conduct throughout the year a lot of symposiums, matchmaking events where we partner diverse suppliers with business units and do meet and greet events to partner them with also prime suppliers to find subcontracting opportunities, which is something that's key to our program. We have a really good subcontracting program in place, as I mentioned, where we partner a lot of suppliers that are diverse with larger primes that take them under their wing, provide them mentorship and guidance. And I'm happy to say that a lot of our prime diverse suppliers started out as small, diverse subcontractors and have through the years, matriculated into more complex roles. They have increased their business, have grown their business, and their employees and their staff, and are now providing services to us as primes. We also have a diversity champion program where we leverage our internal employees, decision makers, in contracting decisions and procurement decisions, and we work with them to find opportunities for our diverse suppliers as well, conducting events throughout the years. Some of the benefits of being a diverse supplier and having the certification through the clearinghouse is obviously you have the support from our supplier diversity team that It's going to be advocating and looking for those opportunities with business units and decision makers. We also have a lot of technical assistance programs. We partner with our CBOs, community-based organizations to provide training. We recently had with the Council for Supplier Diversity a 6-day training course for diverse suppliers and providing training on building business acumen, financial information, connecting them with sources of capital as well, and helping them with their marketing, their sales pitch. And we also have a supplier quick pay program for those suppliers that qualify that have a revenue of less than 5 million and less than 25 employees. We pay net 15 days with no discounts, right, to help with that cash flow. We realize how important the financial piece is and cash flow is. So we have a lot of those programs. I'll also drop into the chat the contact information, how you can reach out to us and contact us for any opportunities. We work as well with our community-based organizations. We use their platforms to post opportunities for RFPs. They help us with that. If you're part of any chamber, be on the lookout because we do use those platforms as well to communicate opportunities. And then as far as advice, something that I like to let all of our diverse suppliers know is, to be prepared, right? Do your homework. There's a lot of information that's public, us being utilities regulated through the CPUC. So do your homework. Look at our annual report. Look at the different, categories of spend, that we have as a utility. There's a lot of times a misconception that you have to either be in the construction business, the energy business, or electric material business to do business with us. We're a corporation just like any others, right? Our services that we procure run the gamut from marketing, consulting, facilities, landscaping, catering, and the likes from A to Z. So there's plenty of opportunity for business with utilities outside of the core, right, which is the electric or gas construction in our case. But again, do the research. What I would also recommend is, come to the table with a proposal, present your proposition and how that creates value, right? How that solves a problem for us or any other business, right? Don't approach a business and say, hey, well, I'm a diverse supplier and this is what I do. Do you have a need, right? Present the value that you bring, present, your experience of problem solving. I know a lot of the smaller diverse companies are more nimble, right? Than these larger corporations. That adds a ton of value. And especially now, right, in these uncertain supply chain times, I know a lot of our small diverse suppliers are really nimble and have helped us with a lot of our material shortages and issues that we've been impacting. So highlight that, bring that to the table. And lastly, it takes time, right? It takes time, so you have to be patient. Don't lose hope and be persistent. Don't give up, and take time to build those relationships. Be front and center. Check in with your supplier diversity team that'll partner with you, that'll advocate for you for those opportunities. And sometimes it's all about timing, right? You might be able to get a contract. We had a recent example early this year. Within a few weeks, we had onboarded a diverse supplier, right? The business unit had a specific need. It was perfect timing, and sometimes it'll take, it could take years, right? So just be patient, but be persistent. And then I'll hand it over to Desi.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for the awesome advice. Maya Siprashvili, Principal Manager of Operational Services and Supplier Diversity and Development, will speak next on Southern California Edison Supplier Diversity Program. Maya.
Thank you, Basie. And you did great with my last name, by the way. So it is, my name is Maya Siprashvili, and I am the Principal Manager for Southern California Edison Supplier Diversity and Development Department. It is so good to be here today with all of you, with my colleagues and my partners in crime, right? Supplier diversity professionals, as well as the diverse businesses, small businesses, because this is what this program is exactly about. So thank you, CPUC, for putting this together. I am very excited to talk about a little bit about our supplier diversity and development program. I will tell you, Basie, it is hard to follow my colleagues, right? Because all of us have so many good things going on, and this program is these types of programs in the speakers that I've already heard so far. I'm like, what can I add, right? What can I add in terms of all the resources that are out there, and yet our diverse suppliers are still struggling, right, to find the contracts, to find opportunities, and to get connected to those opportunities. So I know that this was the idea for CPUC to connect us together today, and hopefully, get some of those questions answered. So Southern California Edison Supplier Diversity and Development Program is also quite about, I believe, 40 years old. So it is a very seasoned program with very, very good initiatives. And all of us here in supplier diversity, in each other's company, we think we are unique in a way, right? Because we do that one thing that sets us apart from another company. So hopefully, you as small, diverse businesses out there saw that uniqueness and can reach out to each and every one of us based on your needs. So and I heard Roger, $13 billion and $15 billion. Oh my gosh, right? That's where we want to be as Southern California Edison. Our last year spend was $2.44 billion, which was about 38.5% of the entire company spend. And I heard Daniel talking about the annual reports and other types of reports to kind of go out there and read and do the weekend read, if you will. But they are very important. They outline all the yearly activities because it is a CPUC requirement, but not because of just that, right? Because we want to get to know you, and we want to let you know what programs we have implemented in that particular year, and what our plans are as well. So those reports are very, very important. And these $2.44 billion were both Tier 1 and Tier 2 spent. So a little bit about myself. I've been in supplier diversity for about 10 years now. And I was over the state of Indiana's supplier diversity program prior to coming to California. So utility industry is new to me. California is new to me. This rain is not new to me because it was always raining almost in Indianapolis. But I love it. However, supplier diversity is not new. And this is something that is my passion that I have found about 10 years ago. And I have continued to work in this industry because I believe all of us here, supplier diversity experts and advocates, are making a difference and making an impact on small and diverse businesses. And I know that that's what keeps me up and worried sometimes every day. And by now I have met most of my colleagues here on the screen, whether in person or virtually, and I know that's also what keeps them going. So that is something that we are all the same blood and same passion that keeps in our veins. So that is so good to see today. Supplier diversity and development SCE's program specifically, we have, I believe, what's a little bit unique is 3 different areas. Although most of my colleagues covered the same thing, I will try to put it into, if you don't remember anything about SCE's program, right, remember 3 main directions that we have, and that's supplier discovery, right? And that's done through supplier outreach, similar events like this. Supplier inclusion, which is done through RFPs, requests for proposals, quotations, right? Making sure that we have all the diverse business representation for any and every RFP here at SCE. Actually, SCE's procurement department has their own KPI or key performance indicator, where for every RFP, there has to be about 50%, not about, but at least 50% DBE representation. And DBE, coming from the government sector, it is not disadvantaged business enterprise. For SCE's term, it is diverse business enterprise. So I was really encouraged, and I was really proud to see that it is not just us supplier diversity and development team, but as you know, procurement plays a big role in this supplier inclusion part. Procurement department of Southern California Edison has their own key performance indicator, including our diverse businesses. So, and the third niche basically that we have is supplier development. And supplier development is done through our EDGE program. EDGE is that acronym EDGE, and I will have to cheat on this because I'm still learning the acronym. It's Entrepreneurial Development, Growth, and Education Program that has 3 components, and that's mentorship, workshops, and scholarships. So this year, in 2022, we only developed a workshops piece, which we work through our advocacy partners and community-based organizations based on their needs to see where and how we see supplier development instead of technical assistance and capacity building. So these are 3 main functions that continuously happen every day on my job with my team. When fully staffed, there's 10 of us here at Supplier Diversity and Development Program. And I believe one of my colleagues mentioned a structure, but we have advisors and
Maya, we seem to have lost your audio.
Hi, Maya. Seems to,
40% goal. So we want to increase and we want to meet and exceed the SE leadership's target, which is more than 40% spent with diverse business enterprises. So here at SE, it's been I believe I made it through 90 days. So it's a bit, who's counting, right? Over 90 days since I've been here. And I can tell you that very rarely, and having been in supplier diversity for almost 10 years now, I have seen leadership that is so dedicated. And, you know, it's not because they pay a paycheck, right? But I wouldn't have taken this job if I hadn't felt and seen that in action, where we are looking for diverse suppliers. We're trying to find ways how to go back to over 40% diverse business spend. And that's, again, a full-time job every day, any day that we do. However, you know, I know, again, from experience, it's harder for small businesses where all of us have different systems that you have to register, you have to sign up, then you have to get certification and all the requirements, right? For the state of Indiana, I was the deputy commissioner over supplier diversity. We had the certification piece as well, kind of like clearinghouse. And I would always say, I know nobody stops states or corporations to do business with you, regardless of certification, regardless of your status as a diverse business. However, it is that value add that we are looking for. And why not have this win-win when you get certification, which is free through CPUC, right? And then we get to get credit and get to count that spend towards our diverse or small business spend. So the step number 1 is the strong encouragement to get certified through CPUC. Step number 2, in order for you to do business with Southern California Edison, you have to register with ARIBA. And that's regardless if you're a minority or majority owned company, you have to register with us as a vendor so that we can do business with you. Registration in ARIBA is free of charge. And it is a 5-step process, asking you very basic questions. Then you receive a link on the website or on the email address that you will notify, and then you will complete your profile. This is the best way to reach you, because again, while we are looking for you, we don't know where you are. And these are the great platforms to meet you. I know I have also received some of the emails from participants, which is great. Please do email me. Do email me your capability statement so that I can see how and where we can see where you're a good fit However, if you're not certified, if you're not registered in ARIBA, I will still have to take you back to those steps, right? Again, it doesn't mean Edison won't do business with you if you're not certified, but that's all your toolkit, right? That's the value add. I think Daniel was talking about, just because we are a utility company, doesn't always mean that we buy, engineering stuff, right? We buy a transmission and distribution, right? We are a company. We do have HR needs. We do have payroll, finance, janitorial. I saw some of the companies you're already putting your information down there. So imagine we buy and we want any kind of service that you can provide as well, whether it's goods and supplies, whether it's construction or professional services. So if you're out there and if you want to do business with Southern California Edison, this is a great place to start with introducing yourself. And I will put some information as well in the chat section after I'm done. But most importantly, I would like for you to check out the website so that you can get a little bit of understanding what is it that Southern California Edison purchases and what type of goods we need. And finally, and I know we will have breakout sessions, so I have lots of information to give you, but I only am given 5 to 10 minutes here, so I don't want to take up all of the time, and of course, be respectful and mindful to other presenters as well. But one advice that, or two or three maybe, that I can give you is network, right? We hear, and I always say I'm 50%, like I'm always half and half with this network. One, yes, if we don't know you, we don't know how to do business with you. But at the same time, if we don't get to know you, how do we do business with you, right? So it's the chicken and egg, which is, once again, types of platforms like this are very, very important so that we are able to reach you and you're able to reach us. So Southern California Edison is looking for you, is looking for diverse business enterprises. And help me help you by helping the economy together. So please do reach out. And I look forward to talking to you at the energy breakout session and hopefully answer some of your questions. Thank you, Basie, and handing it over back to you.
Thank you, Maya, for all the wonderful information. Next is Vaughn Williams, Supplier Diversity Project Manager with Southern California Gas.
Well, thank you and good morning to everyone on this call. It is indeed a pleasure to be here to serve what I consider the heartbeat of America, our diverse suppliers. Before I start anything, I think it's important and it's necessary that we pay homage to the person who had the foresight to see a need for General Order 156, the late incomparable Gwen Moore. So can we pause just for a moment to pay homage to Gwen? Well, you've heard pretty much everything that I would have said. And so I'll just simply say that SoCalGas has been in the supplier diversity space for well over 40 years. We strive to achieve goals and objectives focused on diverse suppliers. We work hand in hand with several community-based organizations, and we strive each and every day to achieve a collective objective. Now, SoCalGas, if you didn't know, is going in a new direction. Our goal by 2025 is to have 45% diverse spend. That takes a lot of work because we're not just in the natural gas space anymore. As you know, the world is changing, and when the world changes, we have to change with the trends. And so we're going clean energy, total clean energy, into some various forms to include hydrogen and other areas. I encourage and empower you to check out our annual report, as well as go to our website, www.socalgas.com/supplier diversity, where you will find a myriad of information that talks about the direction in which we are going. Now, our director, our vice president, and our CEO have taken a comprehensive approach to how we handle supplier diversity. We literally are meeting with them every week to identify strategies and tools necessary to up the ante on how we approach, develop, grow, and contract with diverse suppliers. You've heard about some programs that allow you to be mentored. You've heard about champion programs. We have all of those things, so I won't waste time focusing on those things. What I will say to you is that this year, we started some other initiatives, which are goals that are internal that encompass a part of our supplier diversity goal. Now, last year we achieved 42.442% in supplier diversity spend, which was almost $1 billion. This year we're at 43%, which will take us a little over $1 billion. But within those goals, we have an African American spend, we have a Native American spend, and we're upping the ante on our LGBT spend. Now, also the CPUC has enacted persons with disabilities. So next year we will focus on bringing that to the forefront on how we do business. But within those areas of business, we are looking for suppliers and community-based organizations to merge with us to form collaborations and relationships so that we can reach the mark, but not only reach the mark, we can empower and economically develop suppliers. Because when we hire you, we want you to be nimble, flexible, and innovative. Oftentimes we reach suppliers and we're told, well, we're not quite there yet. I encourage you that if you think you aren't quite there yet, exercise usage of many of the programs that you've heard today. You've heard about technical assistance, you've heard about training, you've heard about development, you've heard about one-on-one. Utilize it all. Why? Because when you utilize it all, it helps you to become your best you. And when you bring your best you to the table, then you're able to articulate the services that you provide, but you're also able to articulate a need that we might have and a result or a resolution to a need that we might have. If you can't do that, then I would venture to say, no offense, but you're not ready. Why? Because SoCalGas and all of the other utilities on this call are looking for suppliers that bring innovative results and solutions to problems that exist within our organizations. And so, like I said, I won't go through everything that they've talked about because you've heard it once, you've heard it twice. But what I do want you to hear is that if you are a supplier in the diverse space, be certified, be nimble, be flexible, but most importantly, know the businesses that you are approaching. For SoCalGas, we have a plethora of opportunities that we are embarking upon. I mentioned hydrogen earlier, but we have a lot of other opportunities that we are looking for great suppliers for. We're looking for suppliers in the customer program space. We're looking for suppliers in the facilities construction space, suppliers in audit services, financial. We're looking for regular construction and electric suppliers. We are looking for facility suppliers. We're looking for individuals who know how to sweep a yard. If you're in that business, you know what that means. That means coming out to some of our facilities and basically making sure that the brush is moved away so that we don't have wildfires. We also are looking for suppliers in the drone services space, the inspection space, IT space, land survey space, legal space, and staff augmentation space. I know you're probably saying, well, we called people about staff aug, nobody wants to hear it. Well, I serve notice on you that if your staff augmentation brings an innovative solution to something that exists within our company, we want to hear from you. That doesn't mean we want an admin. We don't really need a person that specializes in any type of telephone services or anything like that. But if you're an engineer or an IT executive or anything like that, that fall under the staff augmentation bench, we are looking for you. Why? Because the workforce is changing. What you may not realize is that post-COVID, a majority of the workforce did not return to traditional work. And so that means we have voids in a lot of areas. So SoCalGas needs you. And if you are a diverse supplier, we want you. My information, I will put in the chat. However, if you go to www.socalgas.com, you can find myself and our small team of 4. We are here to service you. We want to be of assistance to you. And rest assured, with your help, we will get to 45% and beyond by 2025. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you, Vaughn, and I hope you get there soon. Next speaker is Telma, Diversity Programs Manager with Southwest Gas. Telma?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Telma.
Telma, your voice is very low.
Can you hear me? Is that better? I just have to sit a little closer to the camera.
Yes.
Okay. I've actually prepared a brief presentation. I won't share the presentation. I'll just drop it in the chat, just given the limited amount of time that we have, and also, again, to be respectful to our fellow presenters to make sure that they are able to present on their organizations. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Telma Lopez, and I'm with Southwest Gas Corporation. I have been with Southwest Gas for about 27 years. And prior to being in supplier diversity, a role which I've had for the last 4 years, I previously served in our government affairs and public affairs departments. I also worked in our regulation department. And then for the first 10 years of my career at Southwest Gas, I was a buyer in the supply chain. So I'm very familiar with some of the processes that we have within our organization as it relates to the procurement of goods and services. So a little bit about Southwest Gas. We are a natural gas distributor, and we serve Arizona, California, and Nevada. Our largest service territories are in Arizona and in Nevada. In California, we have a small service territory in Southern California, which equates to the area surrounding Victorville, California. We serve Big Bear and Barstow and parts of Apple Valley. And in addition to area that we serve in Southern California, we also service parts of Northern California, which includes South Lake Tahoe and Truckee. We have 5 operating divisions. In Arizona, we have Phoenix, Tucson. In Nevada, we have our Northern Nevada service territory, and then our Southern Nevada service territory, as well as our Southern California service territory, which again is pretty small compared to my fellow utilities on the call today. So Southwest Gas, we also have had a supplier diversity program that's been in place for more than 30 years. We have a longstanding commitment to doing business with diverse suppliers, and we're constantly taking a look at our program and making changes and looking at where we can make improvements. So our commitment is continuously evolving, and we're again always looking for new ways so that we can include diverse suppliers as part of the procurement opportunities at Southwest Gas. Our goal is again to enrich the communities that we serve, and through our supplier diversity program, we are happy to report that in 2021, as an organization, we did about $163 million in spend with diverse suppliers, and that's in Arizona, California, and Nevada. In California, our spend with diverse businesses was $58 million, and for Southwest Gas, we're proud of what we've done, but we also recognize that there's work to do, and we're committed to that and meeting those categories and those goals that we fell short on. Some of the commodities that we buy, so we have our service commodities and then our goods that we buy, and a lot of things that are again specific to the natural gas industry: pipes, valves, fittings, risers, meters, all of that good stuff, safety equipment, IT, temporary services type things. Those are a lot of the things that we procure on the goods side. And then on the service side, we have a really big need for pipeline constructions and suppliers that support pipeline construction. Again, that could be a lot of things. That could be line locating, that could be inspection. Those are some of the things that are really big for Southwest Gas. We also procure engineering services and our facilities. We have a lot of things that help support our facilities that are in California, and then also our facilities that are located outside of California. And a lot of my fellow utility colleagues, they've mentioned just the registration process and getting to know Southwest Gas. That is really, really important. And in the chat, I'll drop a copy of the presentation, which has more specific information about the registration process. And then, some of my colleagues have also talked about tips in doing business with us. I agree 100% with a lot of the things that they've said. I can't emphasize the importance of getting to know who you want to do business with. A lot of times you don't have, making a first impression, or when we're doing outreach events, you don't have a lot of time to talk to people. And so if you've done your research or homework on the front end when you're actually there to meet with the supplier diversity professionals, you can maximize that time and have a more deeper conversation about how to do business with that specific organization. I prepared just a brief list of some of the tips on doing business with Southwest Gas in the presentation, and again, that'll be included as part of the chat. But I can't emphasize the importance of being respectful of people's time. You've heard a lot of people today say that they have a small staff or don't have, a lot of the like people resources dedicated to doing some of that research. So any information, the more information that you can provide, I would say is probably better, and it helps us to help you. And so again, just doing your research, being respectful of people's time, I think is really, really important. In addition to looking at the supplier diversity reports, I would also suggest that maybe you take a look at sustainability reports, because that really gives you a good idea of who the organization is and some of the things that they want to accomplish. One really, really exciting area for Southwest Gas is renewable energy. And we're really focused on being part of that portfolio and making sure that we contribute to sustainability. And so if those are the other types of things that you will find in sustainability reports. So again, look at whatever resources are available on the companies that you're trying to engage with. And then one of my other colleagues also mentioned being engaged in the different organizations that help suppliers develop in their space, and joining some of those organizations, attending their outreach events, attending their network events, I think is really, really important. So in the presentation, I have a list of the organizations in California that we partner with, and I would just encourage you to get to know some of those organizations a little bit better. And lastly, my contact information will be in that presentation, and don't hesitate to reach out. I see a lot of people that are dropping their information in the chat. I would encourage you to also participate in the breakout sessions so that we can get to know you a little bit better. So thank you, everyone, and I will turn it back over to Daisy.
Thank you, Thelma. Appreciate it. Our last speakers, but of course, never the least, are from T-Mobile. We have Joyce Cristiano and Stacy Harwood, both Senior Program Managers of Supplier Diversity. Take it away.
Daisy, thank you. This has been a great, I know Joyce would agree with me. I am in Bellevue, Washington. Joyce is in Kansas City, Missouri. As she likes to say, it's the home of the world champions, or was, right, Joyce? But she still says it, and we love it. But anyways, we are your senior program managers here at T-Mobile for Supplier Diversity. How do we follow all of these the previous presenters? It's difficult. Everything has been gone over. There has been some great information that has been given out. So I'm going to quickly talk about myself. I'm going to pass it over to Joyce, and we're going to just talk about a few programs that were not mentioned, and then we look forward to speaking to everybody in the roundtables. So Stacy Harwood, Bellevue, Washington, out of our Bellevue headquarters, 14 and a half years with T-Mobile, 4 years with Supplier Diversity. I love every day of it. This is a labor of love. The Supplier Diversity professionals on the phone today, or on the webinar today, we live, eat, sleep, and breathe supplier diversity and supporting our community members. So know that you have champions and advocates on the line today. So please, I hope everybody listened well and took notes and know what they're doing. And I do want to say one thing. Drisha, why didn't you invite us over? We could have brought marshmallows and we could have been in front of your fireplace. That's all I'm saying. I'm a bit upset. Anyways, okay, 2 programs I want to talk about before I pass it over to Joyce. I think the only few things that weren't mentioned by the previous presenters is Favorable payment terms. Most of our organizations have favorable payment terms for small and diverse businesses. There might be some prerequisites, but we all know that capital is the hardest and most difficult item in your small or diverse businesses, making sure you have access to your capital. So make sure when you're working with suppliers, or excuse me, when you're working with corporations or other companies, that you're making sure that you ask the question, is there a favorable payment terms that I might qualify for? We have net 30, and for a few we do net 15, and this is net 15, net 30, that you're getting your cash with no discounts. So we wanted to mention that. Second is we have a rewards program. Meaning we are rewarding our category managers, our sourcing professionals, when they award business, whether it be a new contract, a new PO, a new amendment, a new scope of work to a diverse supplier that we are working with, and they submit a entry form to Joyce and myself, we are at liberty to award them what we call as recognition points that have a cash value to them. So every quarter, Joyce and I award 4 category managers with basically a cash equivalent of $500 for the work that they're doing to make sure that small and diverse businesses are being seen by the business units and the category managers, to make sure that we are continuously engaging with them and making sure that there's fair and equitable opportunity. So if anybody knows me, which most of the folks do, they know I will talk forever. So I'm going to turn this over to Joyce and let her have some shine. Joyce?
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, CPUC. We greatly appreciate this opportunity. Like Stacy said, everything's basically been said. I'm going to give a quick overview of 3 additional T-Mobile programs that are underway. First is the Magenta Edge program. That's a program that provides digital support, marketing, business operations, gives businesses a view of how to grow their business, also how to grow their business globally. And so that website is t-mobile.com/Magenta Edge. And again, there's all kind of workshops, there's digital information. You'll see videos of small businesses who have gone through that program who can provide advice for you also. The second one, T-Mobile actually partnered with MBDA, which is a government organization to ensure that there's capital for small businesses to grow. You can contact MBDA at mbda.gov, and they'll support you with writing applications to get grants for your business and to help you with exporting your business outside of the US if that's one of your initiatives. So again, T-Mobile partnered with MBDA, and we're sponsoring scholarships through that program. And then lastly, which is not truly supplier diversity, however, we're supporting a diverse community. T-Mobile is paying for the funding of women and minorities to be trained as network technicians and network equipment drivers. So I ask all of you the question, if we never had network technicians or network equipment drivers, what do you think would happen to everyone in the United States? Can anyone answer that?
I can, but I won't.
If we don't have a diverse pipeline of network technicians and network equipment drivers that are going to these cell sites to build our network, everyone can kiss this goodbye. So the Next Tech Diversity Program is something that all companies can jump on board and fund some of these minorities to get this training so that they can actually continue building out the network, so that the use of this little fellow right here will be continued throughout our universe. So again, that's Next Tech, NEXTTECH diversity.com. If there's any questions, Stacy and I are always here to help you, and we look forward to the breakout rooms.
Yeah, thank you. And with Veterans Day coming up, we want to say thank you to all the veterans out there in the community and that are on the line. We appreciate you so much, and thank you for your time, and we'll pass it back over to Beezy.
Thank you, everyone, for a very lively, wonderful, and informative presentation. Now we will take a break, after which we will go to the breakout rooms. We will start the breakout rooms, I want to say, at 10:30 sharply. The utility representatives will be in their breakout rooms until about 11:10, 11:20 to receive your questions and comments. Panelists, you are pre-assigned and will automatically enter the room you are assigned to. Again, in the breakout rooms, use the chat feature to ask questions and share comments. Each room will have a commission staff to moderate the session. At 11:20, the breakout session will end and it will conclude our workshop for today. Thank you again for attending today's workshop. And this is goodbye from me till next time. Now we will start our break and we will come back at 10:30. 10:30 sharply.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye.